Sony's PlayStation handheld Cannis could beat Xbox Ally X, but targets Switch 2 instead. Imagine a handheld gaming device that could outperform the upcoming Xbox Ally X and challenge the Nintendo Switch 2. That's exactly what Sony's rumored PlayStation Cannis handheld aims to do, and it's got gamers buzzing with excitement. But here's where it gets controversial. The leaks suggest that while it might beat the Xbox Ally X in performance, it's really setting its sights on the Switch 2. Let's dive into the details and see what makes this handheld so intriguing. The latest leaks about Sony's upcoming PlayStation Cannis handheld have surfaced, and they hint at a device that could outshine the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X. This isn't entirely surprising, given that the portable will likely hit the market later and feature a newer AMD chipset. But what really has gamers hyped are the features that could make it a direct competitor to the Nintendo Switch 2. The PlayStation handheld is rumored to arrive alongside the next-gen PS6, which is said to be cheaper and faster than the PS5 Pro. And this is the part most people miss. The handheld could potentially serve as a hybrid home console, offering the best of both worlds. According to the leaks, the PlayStation handheld will use a monolithic AMD chipset. This means it will have an all-in-one APU that combines CPU and GPU elements into a single chip. Similar to the Switch 2, this design choice could give the handheld a significant edge in performance and efficiency. But here's where things get interesting. The PS6 handheld is expected to have a 15-watt TBP, thermal design power, which is notably lower than the 30 watts used by Microsoft and Asus's portable PC in turbo mode. Running at a lower wattage could provide a substantial advantage in battery life and efficiency, making it a formidable competitor to the Switch 2. The leaks also suggest that the Cannis project will feature an AMD chip with 4 Zen 6C cores, 12 to 28 RDNA5 compute units that can run up to 2 GHz and support for GDDR7 memory. While the CPU count is less than the Ryzen Z2 Extreme chip in the ROG Xbox Ally X, the Zen 6C cores will be a generation ahead. Plus, the GPU core range could make it more powerful than Asus's choice of APU. When comparing the handheld to a full-fat Sony console, it's said to be half as powerful as the PS5, but with better ray tracing performance. This could be a strategic move by Sony to avoid creating another massive Steam Deck OLED rival, and instead focus on a potential PS Vita successor. In fact, the Cannis handheld could be the PS Vita successor that many gamers have been dreaming of. Thanks to Nintendo, we might see USB-C charging and video output abilities, making it the first portable since the PSP that can connect to an external display. This is a significant shift from Sony's previous stance in the 2010s, when they released the screenless PS Vita TV instead of adding HDMI out to their handhelds. If the new PlayStation handheld does include full hybrid docking capabilities, it could offer a proper at-home experience while remaining slightly larger than traditional portable consoles. This idea is supported by the upcoming low-power mode for the PS5, which halves the console's performance. While this feature is meant for energy-conscious players, it could also be a test run for the handheld experience. With AI upscaling like PSSR, the portable could achieve the same 4K 60 FPS performance as the Switch 2. As the in-house handheld nerd at Games Radar, I'm thrilled about all this portable PS6 news. However, it's important to take the leaks with a grain of salt, as the information comes from a 2023 presentation, and the handheld isn't expected to launch until around 2028, alongside the home console. A lot can change between now and then, and competitors like Microsoft, Xbox, and Valve could release hardware that alters Sony's plans. But even if Sony shifts gears, the core concept of Project Cannis is likely to remain, and I'm hopeful it will be called the PS Vita 2. I just hope we don't end up with another PlayStation Portal cloud console. In the meantime, check out the best PS5 accessories and controllers for current-gen add-ons and gamepads. So, what do you think? Could the PlayStation Cannis handheld truly challenge the Switch 2? Or is this all just hype and speculation? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the conversation started. PS6, PS handheld specs leak. 3 times PS5 performance? RDNA 5 inside. Get ready for a gaming revolution. Leaked PlayStation 6 handheld specs revealed. Imagine a gaming console that outperforms its predecessor by a whopping 3 times in rasterization performance and a staggering 6 to 10 times in ray tracing capabilities. Sounds too good to be true? Welcome to the rumored specs of the PlayStation 6 and its handheld counterpart, Project Cannis. But here's where it gets interesting. These specs, leaked from a 2023 AMD presentation, courtesy of YouTube's Moore's Law is Dead, might just change the gaming landscape. Let's dive into the details. PlayStation 6, a powerhouse in the making. Conservative yet powerful, Sony aims to keep power consumption below the base PlayStation 5's level, targeting 160 WTBP, chiplet design, 8 Zen 6 cores, and 40 to 48 RDNA 5 compute units, clocked over 3 GHz. Promise a significant boost. Faster, not wider. Although the memory bus is narrower, 160 to 192-bit versus PS5 Pro's 256-bit, GDDR7 powers it to reach 32 gigabits per second, estimating a bandwidth of 640 gigabits per second to 768 gigabits per second, surpassing the PS5 Pro's 576 gigabits. Performance leap. Rasterization performance over 3 times that of the base PS5 and roughly double that of the PS5 Pro. Aligning with the performance of a GeForce RTX 4080, though, as always, console versus PC comparisons are tricky. Ray tracing uplift, a 6 to 10 times improvement thanks to AMD's advancements. Backward compatibility. PS5 and PS4 games are expected to work seamlessly. Release pricing. Production starts mid-2027, with a late 2027 or early 2028 release, priced around $499. Project Cannis handheld. So, memory power, 128-bit bus with LPDDR5X 7500 RAM, targeting a 15-watt thermal board power. Performance. Half the rasterization performance of the base PS5, but with a notable ray tracing uplift. Features. Backward compatibility with PS4 and PS5, microSD and M2 SSD support, haptic feedback, dual microphones, touchscreen, and USB-C with fast charging and video output. Outperforming the competition, easily surpassing the Xbox Ally X with a price point of around $400 or $500. And this is the part most people miss. Oh, the specs, though exciting, are from an old presentation. Changes might have occurred since. The official specs won't be confirmed until well into 2026. Stay tuned for updates. Controversy alert. How do you think the PlayStation 6 performance will stack up against the next-gen Xbox, codenamed Magnus? Will Microsoft's potential head start pay off? Or will Sony's powerhouse console dominate the market? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Xbox Magnus. Microsoft's next-gen console leaks details. What if the next Xbox isn't just a console, but a gaming revolution? The latest whispers from the tech world suggest Microsoft is cooking up something extraordinary under the codename Project Magnus, and it could redefine how we think about gaming hardware. But here's where it gets controversial. If the leaks are accurate, this machine might be so powerful it borders on unnecessary for most players. And this is the part most people miss. Microsoft isn't just building a console, they're crafting a niche beast that could cost as much as a high-end gaming PC. Let's dive into the details. Newly surfaced documents from the ever-reliable leaker Moore's Law is Dead. Check out their YouTube channel for the full breakdown. Hint at a console set to blow the competition away. According to Notebook Check, which analyzed the leaks, Magnus will pack AMD's Zen 6 CPU cores and RDNA 5 graphics. These chips are rumored to deliver double the performance of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Imagine games rendering at 4K resolution with a silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate. For context, the PS5 Pro in South Africa already costs 19,999 rand. If the leaks hold water, Magnus could easily double that price tag. But what exactly does this mean for gamers? The specs are staggering. A GPU comparable to NVIDIA's RTX 5080, 68 compute units, a 192-bit GDDR7 memory bus, and 32 gigabytes of RAM, thanks to Tom's guide for confirming that. These numbers suggest Magnus could crush even the most demanding games at 120 frames per second. However, this raises a big question. Is this the future of gaming, or a luxury only a few can afford? Microsoft's rumored $500 to $600 price range, which could climb even higher, hints at the latter. Here's the catch. Microsoft isn't just chasing hardware bragging rights. This aligns with their everything is an Xbox strategy, where the brand extends beyond consoles to VR headsets, cloud gaming, and Game Pass subscriptions. Lori Wright, Microsoft's Vice President of Partnerships, recently emphasized that the goal is to let players access their favorite games whenever and wherever they want. Meanwhile, Xbox boss Phil Spencer has argued that Microsoft's true strength lies in PC and cloud gaming, where the majority of their audience already resides. So what does this mean for the future of consoles? If Magnus is a reality, it could signal a shift toward ultra-premium hardware designed to compete with the best gaming PCs. But here's where opinions will clash. Is this a smart move or a risky gamble that alienates the average gamer? After all, if the Switch 2's pricing trends are any indication, Microsoft might be preparing for a world where console and PC blur into one. What's your take? Do you think Microsoft is on the right track with Project Magnus, or are they overreaching? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's debate this hot topic together.